Hey everyone, this video is on how to name acids. Generally, the kind of acids you'll have, we'll be talking about in AP Chemistry, are acids that are either in the form of HCl in the sense of a hydrogen and one other element, a nonmetal, or not just one nonmetal, but one nonmetal plus additional oxygens. So how do we name these different types of acids? All acids in this form with hydrogen and one nonmetal have the hydro prefix and the ic ending. So HCl is referred to as hydrochloric. HF is hydrofluoric. And HBr is, yep, hydrobromic. Pretty easy. I think the only one that can be a little bit of a tongue twister is HI, hydroiodic acid. Now what if we have some O's added into this mix? Well, HClO3. We don't name this hydrochloric, that's just HCl. So what do we name this? Well, here's where you go back to your polyatomic anions. ClO3 is the chlorate ion. If we add an H positive to this, the positive and the negative end up summing to zero, making this total molecule zero charge. We don't add those charges, or show those charges, I should say. So, HClO3, if ClO3 minus is the chloric ion, this becomes simply chloric acid. What if it were HClO2? Well, because ClO2 minus is the chlorite ion, this now has the name, whoops, not hydro, oops, it just is simply chlorus acid. So, to summarize, if it's the 8 form, or the ite form, that's how we decide what the name of the atom is. H2SO4, there's 2 hydrogens to balance the 2 negative of the sulfate. H2SO4, because sulfate is the name of the root anion, this becomes sulfuric acid. Because SO3 2 minus is the sulfite ion, we name this sulfurous acid. Let's try another. We see H3PO3. We ask ourselves, what anion is this? PO3, 3 minus. I know that it's 3 minus because there's 3 hydrogens in the acidic form. Each of the positive 1 hydrogens balances out the 3 negatives. So H3PO3 has the name phosphorus acid. And the reason I called it phosphorus acid is because PO3 is actually the phosphite ion. Had we said H3PO4, because PO4 is the phosphate ion, H3PO4 is phosphoric acid. That's the acid we find in Coca-Cola. So to summarize, if we have a hydrogen and just one type of nonmetal, we start with the hydro prefix and end it with ic. Hydrochloric acid. But if we don't just have one nonmetal bonded to the hydrogen, but we also have some oxygens thrown in there, we'd look at the polyatomic anion that is the root of the acid, because ClO3 minus is chlorate. This is called chloric acid. Just like HClO, because ClO is the hypochlorite ion, this would be called hypochlorous acid. HClO2, as ClO2 is the ite form, would be simply chlorous acid, because the O is one less O than in the chlorite form of ClO2. This is the hypochlorite ion, making it hypochlorous acid. And finally, we even carry over the per prefix. Just like ClO4 minus was the perchlorate ion, HClO4 is the perchloric acid. That wraps up our video on how to name basic acids.